Well, Lloyd, what's up?
Well, Tom, everything's up. You got to get busy, busy, busy. I'm always trying to stay alive is the big part of it. It's a different world of music now. So,
In what way?
oh, it's not a part of the culture like it was. The electronic devices have kind of taken over, and now the one-on-one or the personal thing. Before there were all those devices, you went out and saw somebody play, and that was a relationship you had. And now they'll come in, set their laptop up right in front of you, and do stuff they want to do right in front of you.
What nerve?
Well, and it used to be 6 nights, 7 nights a week, 30, 40 clubs, people out dancing till 2:30 in the morning. That's what people did. It was a living, it was a job, a profession. Now, you got to play with 9 other bands once, and in a year later, you can play for $30 next year once. And it's got to be a scene, it's got to be a happening, it's got to be more than just the music anymore, it seems, as the changes I've seen come down from being a musician. So that part's kind of sad,
But you haven't changed.
well, I've changed as far as learned more, and I think I love it more than ever.
Really?
It's become more a part of my life, just from songwriting and that kind of thing. That now I hear more. As you listen more, you've been around longer, you hear more, and then you go, I never heard that before. I'll hear some old stuff that I've known, but now I go, that's what that is. Just by, I think, being around it a while, and that's the fun of it.
Well, I think people would be interested in knowing what you're working on.
Well, as songwriting's my favorite part of the whole thing, so I'm always coming up with new stuff, and so with the band, I've got 2 new CDs I'm working on right now. One that I'm in the process of, we just finished the horn section, it's a big band that I do normally. And then I've got another one that I haven't even showed the fellas or worked out the stuff, but I have the material. It's kind of nice to have more material than I have time to get it out. That's a first. At the same time, I grew up with all this traditional music that I just like. And in the winter, to stay alive, like I was saying, because the live music, bands and clubs is not what it used to be, now I'm doing some of the solo acoustic stuff, that just traditional things I grew up liking because it was very relaxing. So I do a Monday night down at the Muddy Rudder. It's got a little fireplace, and it's like an acoustic room, and that's just traditional. I'll do Mississippi John Hurt and Elizabeth Cotton and the stuff that just relaxes me. So I got that going. I just made a recording. Somebody said, "We ought to record that." And I thought, well, it's you can get the real thing. Why get me doing it if you can get Elizabeth Cotton doing it? But they say, yeah, but you don't do it that way, and I hadn't thought of that. So I made a little recording of it, and I have a little representation of doing the traditional stuff that I love. And also now it's dawning on me, there's not a lot of people doing it. You could get the old recordings, but you can't see somebody do it that often anymore. And I grew up at a time, fortunately, where we learned from the people that invented it. I used to play with Big Walter and Big Mama Thornton and George Smith and Charlie Musselwhite, of course. He's going to be on this new recording. And they would sit down and say, now it's got to be low on the neck. You keep it full. Take your time. Don't leave that hole. It's not a hole if you fill it up, And I was going to college, and I didn't know it. So I just do that stuff to kind of work on.
Oh, you were going to college, all right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. These were the professors. And now I realize that we're the next generation. And even SP would say, we're not ever going to be out here again. They were from Chicago, and, you got to keep it alive. Don't let our music go. So I thought, well, we have a job to do. I mean, I really loved it, and I just did it anyway. But now, on hindsight, at my age, I'm kind of going, I'm going to do it just so it's there.
Do you perform on this guitar?
No. Well, it's like this guitar, but it's not this guitar. This is really hideous.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's handy. I just have it by the phone and in my little den there, so I think of it, it's just sitting there next to the chair. When I'm waiting for a phone call, I can just wait for them to call back. It might be days.
And you keep it in tune?
Well, as best as I can. That's what I mean. It's kind of funky. But, I put more miles on this probably than anything else, and I never thought about it. But it's the one that's just so handy.
Well, say you were sitting by the phone and waiting for the phone to ring. What might that sound like?
Well, this is kind of what we're talking about in this style. Play some of the old songs everybody knows. here, mama, turn your lamb down low. I said, run here, mama, turn that lamb low. And I said, you got the nerve to turn a good man from low. You know, mama died, she left me reckless. Papa died, left me wild. Mama died, left me reckless. Papa died, left me wild. Ain't good looking, but I was somebody sweeter than child. What you might remember is Mama got 'em, Papa got 'em. Over the corner, sister, brother, they got 'em, you know by now. Mama got 'em, baby, sister, brother, they got 'em too. By now, you know I'm talking about those old Statesboro blues. You know the old Statesboro blues.
You know what's different about the way you do it than the way a lot of people do that song? When you do it, it's funky.
Well, yeah. It's supposed to be funky.
I know it's supposed to be funky, but you know, I think a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, you know, I was never a rocker, I guess, because I like that ingredient. I like the. To me, music was just people getting together to feel good, you know, and you can get real slick with that, and I'm just not a slick guy, and that's okay. There's some that do slick really good. We'll let them do that.
Got any other gigs coming up?
Oh yeah. Well, we just finished the one at Jimmy Mac's that was kind of a new territory for us and went really well. So that was great. We're going to go up to Canada. We have to travel a lot with a band that size to do it. So I'll go out of town and they'll charge $15, $20 a head and line the place down the street. I'll play in Portland and they go, it's Lloyd, you know. So we have to travel. But we'll go up to a place I've played 20, 25 years called a Yale Hotel, and it's still a great club. It's in Vancouver, BC, and it's just stayed great. I've seen 4 owners go through there, and it's just been great the whole time. So that's one of those little beacons of light that's really good, and I'm looking forward to that a lot. Cascade this Saturday. So, you know, we move around. We got a website, LloydJonesMusic.com, and you could say, put me on the list and find out, because I can't remember it all.